Hi, I'm Kiki. I'm one of the managers with AIA. Today it's my pleasure to interview Partha, 6 years of MDRT. And Partha, thanks for your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure too. Thank you for having me.
Would you mind to tell me more about yourself and why did you join the business?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, it's been a very interesting decision. Actually, I believe in God, and I actually believe in signals. I'm always open to ideas.
Okay.
So my good friend Jafar, who was actually servicing my financials at that point of time, suggested I join the business. So I just believed in him and took the plunge. So I was an IT project manager,
Wow.
but I was open to the idea of actually that call which came. So I thought, why not let me attend that call, and glad that I did.
Good choice.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
Yes. And what is your biggest strength? What would you consider?
I've always been passionate about investments in markets and want to help people because I think earning is easy, managing money is more difficult rather than earning. And I thought God has given me that gift.
Wonderful.
And I thought, why not we actually help other people do that? And through my friend, I thought it's a great opportunity. Basically, this is something I wanted to do in some other form. And maybe just it was a signal which I really wanted. And so the idea is to help people manage money, do it right, and also more importantly, do it once.
Very nice. And it's been 10 years, right?
That's right, yeah.
AIA. Do you have a success formula?
The only success formula is, I think, the key thing, ingredient in this business to be successful is integrity. I think my good bosses, Jafar and Venkat, the very first day they emphasized is that it's a trust business.
It is.
And see, and always I believe the good things spreads much slower. As you can see, a lot of viral stuff which happens, they're all not the good things.
Yes.
It's all the negative stuff,
Yes.
which seeks negative publicity. So if you're successful and you want to spread, you have to be slow and steady. And especially somebody who actually decides to focus on investments, focus on SRS investments, you need to prove people that you can actually deliver consistent returns over a long term. So to build that trust, it takes 3-4 years for them to feel comfortable. So I think to me, doing the right thing, being there for the client when they really need it, and earning that trust, I think that is what has basically made me where I am.
I see, that's wonderful. Slow and steady indeed.
Yes, yeah.
Yes. And through this pandemic, right, this year is very challenging, and through this pandemic, any difference?
I actually will be very surprised. There is no difference. It's exactly the same as what it was for the last few years. Because I think once you have a strategy which is good for the long term, these ups and downs will happen. It can be a market crash, it can be a financial crisis, it can be a pandemic, it can be something else. I was actually fortunate enough not to be part of the last 3 crashes, either through my current role or as an investor before. And I think that kind of also helped basically say these things happen in a long term, because you are looking at a portfolio of 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. These occasional blips, even though however big it is, if you have a good strategy for long term, I think should be fine. And thankfully, my clients actually realized it for the first time. So far I've been saying those in words, but this is the first year they actually experienced it.
Wow, okay, so your expertise comes to life this year.
Yes, yeah.
Do you have like panic clients who call you and be like?
Thankfully for me, there is no such client. So this is why it is important that you do the fact find properly. Actually, I mentally prepared that it's okay to lose the business at the beginning rather than actually lose peace of mind for both you and client. So it's very important to do the fact find properly, do the application properly, set the expectations right, because that is what is going to set us the relationship for the long term. Unlike other business, insurance is not about signing at that point of time. Insurance is about servicing for the next 20 years.
The long term.
So I can sign up a client at the beginning, but that doesn't mean anything. So I might be happy temporarily, but for me to be happy permanently, fact finding is the only thing. And I've been extremely focused on that.
So what's the message for your clients and people who would like to connect with you?
Actually, the message is very simple to all my clients. this is a people's business. See, two people buying the same AA product doesn't mean they'll get the same AA service. All companies are obligated, right? It is about how you service a client. So you go and buy an aircon. There's a shop which sells for $100 cheaper. You might think, oh, it's good, but how long do you need to service the aircon? The company which services the aircon properly decides how long you don't need to replace it again.
Exactly.
So it's the same thing. So in this business, I always keep emphasizing to my clients, it's not about the product. It is about how well the person who advises you knows the product, how well it is actually been managed by the guy who actually advises you.
Yes.
Just to quote you an example, investment-linked policies. I met a friend yesterday. He has a fund which has been the same for the last 10 years. Just an example, right? And there are many such clients who have funds, but it's been the same funds for the last 10 years. So do you think an economy does not change in 10 years? Maybe. I mean, I'm saying you could still stay with the same fund, but there has to be a process which actually evaluates this and says, oh, it's fine, all is good, you can still continue to do the same thing, which is unfortunately not there. So it's the same AA product. But the process in place to take advantage of the benefits of the products, I think that's what differentiates. And also, one biggest message I tell to the client is, I always say two things. Lessons learned is very important. Do it right and do it once. Because the cost of actually doing it again and again is much more, especially from a risk management perspective. And for lessons learned, it's very simple. For risk management, you don't learn it by yourself. You don't wait for the hospitalization to buy a critical illness policy. You don't wait for an hospitalization to buy a health insurance policy. So if you see somebody struggling without an insurance, it's a signal. Like I said, God will send us signals. And the message is very simple. The family should be able to live a far better lifestyle if you're not around than you are around. And that is the only thing which can actually do is insurance. And that's not expensive. So don't leave the family struggle.
So thank you for your wonderful sharing. And before we end, do you have any parting words?
I would like to take this opportunity to thank the one and only reason, my lovely clients, for actually bringing me where I am now. I've never done cold calls in this last 10 years. And in spite of all the cold calls, if I'm still successful for the last 6 years and doing MDRT for the last 6 years, it's completely due to the fact that I'm doing the right thing for my clients. And the clients believe that I will actually do the same thing for their friends, and the referrals keep them coming. So I'm extremely grateful to all my clients for the wonderful support that you have been doing for the last 10 years. And my only wish is keep them coming. Please don't keep me a secret. Continue to support me in this wonderful journey. And my very best wishes for each and every one of you for a wonderful 2021. Thank you so much.